Hi everyone, it's Emily with Cozy Clicks, and on today's Editing Tip Tuesday, I want to share with you 5 quick and easy things you can do inside of ACR or Lightroom that will make a huge difference on your photos. And I'm going to share these with you in under 5 minutes. So let's get started. The photo we're going to work with is right here, and you can probably notice right away that it's crooked. She's leaning up against this wall and it's slanted. So to straighten lines in your photo, and this happens a lot if you have a horizon line and it's a little crooked, you can come up to the upper left-hand side and choose this tool. I think it looks like a little suitcase up here, but it's the straighten tool. So you just click there, come onto your photo and double click, and then double click again. And inside ACR or Lightroom, it automatically straightens your photo for you. Next, you're going to want to double check your exposure and make sure your photo isn't too bright or too dark. And you can do this by using the clipping warnings that are near your histogram. Now, if both of these little triangles by your histogram are dark, then your photo is probably on point. Now, use these as a guide. It doesn't always work this way, but most of the time, if one of these triangles is lit up, like it is here, that means that your photo is too dark or light. Here, it's telling me that there are some areas that are too dark. So we're going to come to our exposure slider, and we're just going to move it in the direction so that that clipping warning goes away. Now our photo is better exposed, a little brighter, and when I use those as my reference, there is no clipping warning. Okay, the third thing is brightening up the colors. Now, I love the saturation slider, but when you use it, it gives your photos a very fake feeling pretty quickly. Using the slider right above the saturation slider, the vibrant slider, it gives your photos a little kick with the color, but doesn't overdo it like the saturation slider does. So just moving that slider slightly to the right will give it the nice kick of color that it needs. All right, moving on to the fourth trick. I'm going to sharpen this photo, and if we come up to detail, you'll see these sharpening sliders here. If we use this first slider, it's going to sharpen our entire image, which may or may not be what you want for your photo. For this particular one, I'd rather focus on certain areas, like her eyes and her hair, maybe this part of her dress up here, and the flower I really want to sharpen and bring more attention to that. So to focus just on those things, I'm going to come down to the masking slider and I'm going to hit Alt, and then I'm just going to click and start moving that masking slider over. Now the areas that are white are the areas that will be affected. So as I move it over, you can see now her eyes are coming through, her hair, the flowers, the dress, all the parts that I wanted sharpened. So with that masking slider where I want it, I'm going to release. Now when I move that sharpening slider over, just those areas will be affected. All right, and the last tip I'm going to share with you that you can do inside of ACR or Lightroom is create a beautiful spotlight on your subject or a nice center glow that draws you into your subject. So if you come back up to the upper left-hand corner and you see the radial filter up here, it's the oval, click on that and you're just going to click in the middle of your subject and you're going to drag that circle to the area that you'd like. So if you want it really big, you can do that. If you'd rather have it more circular, that's fine too. So you're going to get it to the spot you like. And then over here, you're just going to adjust the sliders to give it that little extra kick in the middle so that your subject really pops out. So you might want to adjust your exposure a little bit so it looks like there's a spotlight on your subject, or maybe add in a little more contrast. You can kind of play around with that and see what you like. All right, let's take a look at our before and after now. So just making those 5 quick adjustments in under 5 minutes, our picture looks that much better. If you do try out any of these tips in Lightroom or ACR and you're over on Instagram, I'd love seeing what you've created. So make sure to mention or tag me @CozyClicks is my handle on Instagram, so I can see what you're creating. Thanks again for joining me today, and if you have not subscribed to the channel already, I would love it if you would. See you next time. If you'd like to join me in my new portrait editing online workshop, you can for free. You can register in the link below or by going to cozyclicks.com/the workshop. Hope to see you over there.